like a Hellcat.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another Let's Read. I am your host La Volpe.
And joining her today is our Logic.
And
Hello.
we are back with another episode of Child Savior. Yay. We're back to this shit show again.
Yay! Did I tell you how not ready I am for this? Because I'm not ready for this.
You're kind of scared, aren't you?
I'm just not looking forward to this anymore. If what we just went through with Sonichu was bad, I can only assume that this is going to be as bad.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh boy, I'm taking my glasses off for this one.
The glasses are coming off. Shit just got real.
Glasses off, lamp on, it's time to work.
Alright, so our format hasn't changed, right? Paragraph by paragraph?
Paragraph. Yep.
Alright, so who shall start first?
I'll take over. Okay. Zach's point of view. I left the house heading off towards the warehouse. I was getting closer when I heard an explosion. I gasped and sped up. I got to the warehouse to see it half destroyed. I stared at it shocked. Kara? Kayla? I yelled, running over. I couldn't hear anyone, and I started to get really worried. I ran over where there were bits of the wall of the ground. I made my way through slowly. Kara? Kayla? I yelled again. Answer me, I murmured sadly. Daddy?
No!
I hear a voice whisper. No! Fucking no! It's not mine! I heard a voice whimper near me. I look up, running over, tossing parts of the wall away, and Kay was on the ground. Daddy, hold me! No!
No!
No! She whimpered, and I pulled her up gently. Shh, it's all good. Your uncle got you. There, I'm not your daddy, I am your uncle.
Uncle Daddy.
Yes, I'm Uncle Daddy.
What do you mean you
Uncle
ain't
Daddy's
seen me?
got you.
You ain't looking hard enough.
Uncle Daddy got you, I whispered, walking off. They took Mom. They took Mom. She tried to stop them. She couldn't. She sobbed. Hold on, babe girl, I said, and took off back towards home. I had to get her fixed up and sorted. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I got back to the house and Tyne took her from me, fixing her up carefully. Rag started tracking her brothers, and I started working out on. I started working out the way to find her. And then Rag found their trackers, and I started coming up with a route to find them. I had to find the quickest way to get to her. I wasn't about to let them hurt Kara again. She's been through enough in her lifetime. Kay came out holding on to me tightly. Can I come too? She asked, and I shook my head. No, it's too dangerous, I said. But I want to be there to help Mom. To help find Mom, she said softly, and I sighed softly. I'm sorry, but it's too big a job, and I don't want you to get hurt from it, I said, and she sighed, looking at me with tears in her eyes. Don't worry, I'll bring her back, I said, hugging her. Just come back safe and in time for my game, okay? She sniffed sadly. Okay, I'll try to be back with her for the game, I said, and she nodded. God, there's so many ands. Why are there so many ands? You illiterate motherless goat.
What?
She's an illiterate motherless goat. There we go. I said it.
Eloquently put. Eloquently put.
One
iPhone unprofessional.
One wishes to disturb your facial features with the building tool used in walls. God.
I'm not looking forward to this.
I said, and she nodded. She watched from the doorway as we left. I felt terrible leaving her without me being around to look after her. Why do I do this to myself?
I don't know why. Kara's point of view. I woke up and I was tied up with chains to a wall. I gasped looking around and then saw two figures walk up the door of where I was. I'm not reading that. Fucking Italian, Guido, Dago Wop, Italian. One of them said, Italian, booba da boppy, I hissed. Booba da boppy, beeba da boopa, baba ba Stefano, or something, the second one said. I said, calming myself a bit. See? Stefano asked. Booba da boppy, beeba da booba da baba. I growled and they laughed, walking off. I knew I wasn't to go easy on them when I got out of here. They didn't know how powerful I'd gotten since they last saw me.
Oh, look out, we got a badass over here.
I can't wait.
Bitch, you couldn't even punch the front of a semi-truck if you tried. Oh my god. We just got through Sonic and already the roaster coming out. Oh fucking hell. Can I die now? Can I die yet?
Yes, you may.
Can I just unlock certain parts of my brain and just die now? And the only three things that I think about are Discord, Bandicam, and then my game controller, and I'm dead. Jesus Christ. I let my power surge through me before breaking free of the chains holding me down. GG me. I got up, walking over to the door, and broke it down, getting out of the room. I headed down a hallway unnoticed by the cameras that were watching around the place. I got near a room and heard them talking. So what do we do with her this time? Zanabi asked. What we usually do, completely humiliate her and destroy her life, Stefano said. And Zanabi nodded. Well, this might be a little bit harder now that she's got that bastard hanging around her, Zanabi said, and I growled softly. Well, we better go and head off to get the stuff ready, Stefano said, and I hid as they walked out and headed off. And fucking hell! I smiled, heading into the room and shut the door behind me and started looking through the stuff in the room. It's called a fucking comma and a semicolon. Use it. You know that fucking thing that you use to make a winky face? Yeah, use it. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
Why are there so many ants? Why? Fuck me. Fucking hell. I was not ready for this bullshit.
You either, huh? And.
Jesus Christ, and then. What the fuck? Let's just get
Moving onward.
Let's just get through this chapter.
I had been there for half an hour looking for something. I finally found an old book. Finally, you're mine, I murmured. I looked at all the other things in the room and put them in a pile and burnt them up. How? Sure. I got outside and there was a fire. There was a forest around me. I frowned and ran off through the forest and to find my way out. It was getting dark and I was getting worried that I wouldn't get out of the forest before what? It was getting dark, and I was worried that I wouldn't get out of the forest before it got dark. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I was getting close to getting out of the forest when I sensed somebody nearby. I stopped to look around when I saw someone heading towards me. I could see they have a weapon in hand. The blade shone in the moonlight. I didn't move as I watched them get closer. I backed up a bit and they raised their weapon. I then decided I wasn't going to let them hurt me. They growled softly, walking closer. "Don't kill me, please. I have kids at home," I murmured, and they stopped. "Kara?" They said, and I looked at them and I walked over a bit so I could see them better, and I gasped. "Zach," I said, and he pulled me into a hug. "Where were you?" he asked. "Locked up and finding something I needed," I said, and he nodded. "Come on, we need to get back home," he said, and I nodded. Fucking, does this mean they missed the game?
You'll find
That's
out.
the last question.
You'll find out. Oh, God. The game doesn't happen until the closer it gets to when the story is about to end.
So everything else takes place within the same day, right? Is this what you're telling me?
Kinda, sorta. I don't know how to describe this entire fucking story to you. If you hadn't just read this story ahead of time, like I told you, you would know all this. But that's the joy of doing a blind let's read with someone who has absolutely no clue what you're gonna read.
Yay!
Continuing onward, we headed off out of the forest towards the city when we heard a scream. It sounded like a little kid. Zach froze. "The kid that is mine!" he murmured and ran back into the forest. "Zach, it's too dangerous!" I yelled, but he ignored me and kept going. I groaned and followed behind him. After a while, he stopped and I saw Tyson on the ground beaten up badly. "Tyson!" Zach yelled and ran over, pulling him close. "Daddy! No! 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 Not mine." Anyway, he whispered softly. "Shh, I'll get you sorted," he said, and I walked over. "Let me do this," I said, and Zach nodded. I took his hand, letting my power go through him, healing him. He held on to Zach tightly as Zach stood up. I wondered who had done this to him, but my answers were about to be answered. "So, you came back, a voice said. "Of course, she follows him everywhere," another said. I growled softly and turned around. "You two bastards!" I growled, glaring at my brother. Zach looked at them and frowned. "They're your brothers?" "Uncle Daddy."
Of course.
"One of them's my brother, and one of them's my Uncle Daddy." He hissed and I nodded. "You both will pay for this," he snapped. "For what, hurting Kara? Or the kids?" Stefano asked. "Both," he growled, and I held him back. "Get moving back to our place," Zenobi snapped, and I pushed Zach ahead of me back to the building.
Okay, fair enough. We got there and they put us into a room. "Don't move or you will be killed," Stefano said, slamming the door, and he walked off with Zenobi. Zach growled softly, holding Tyson close to him. "Bitches gon' pay," he murmured. I sighed, sitting down, and Zach held me close. "It's all right. We'll get out here," he said, and I nodded. "Kara!" I heard Zenobi yell, and I froze. "What's wrong?" Zach asked. "I burnt some of their plans. They would have just seen that," I said softly, and then Zenobi stormed over. "We want to talk to you," he hissed, and I walked out. He grabbed me, pulling back to their room and where I had burned the papers. He'd pushed me into a room and slammed the door behind me. "What is this?" Stefano growled, holding a handful of ashes. Wow, I bet that hurts." Fucking. "They're ashes," I said calmly. "From what?" Snap asked, rubbing his hands. "Papers, presumably, because there are bits of papers on the floor."
Are you trying to sound like a smartass? Because, baby girl, you don't know the very definition of smartass until you've met me, okay?
That's great.
Fucking hell,
I said, crossing my arms. "Don't fuck with me, Carrie. You know exactly what this is. You destroyed You destroyed out plans. Stefano is walking around the desk and over towards me. Even so, what's wrong with that? I asked, looking at him. You just ruined our plans. They would have been perfect if it weren't for you meddling kids, he snapped.
Well, no shit!
That's not the abominable snowman.
That's how you put this stuff a fellow, you asshole! Ruby has a better plot than this. I am fucking triggered.
Fuck. God damn it. Yeah, well, now they can't be used, I said, smirking. You girl are playing a dangerous game here, Zenobi said, glaring at me. Really? What are you going to do about it now? I asked as they smiled. What did we do to you when you were younger and messed with us? Zenobi asked, smiling. Oh no, here comes the rape, I said, backing up. Seriously, I don't need this again. Stefano smiled. Fucking hell. Should have thought of that first then, he said and looked at Zenobi. You'll deal with her this time. Zenobi nodded and fucking grabbed me and dragged me out and
it's raping time. Shut up and sleep with me. Come on, why won't you sleep with me? Shut up. I love little girls. They make me feel so good. Whenever they're around, they make me feel like... Anyway.
Here on this channel, we don't condone rape.
No, we don't. And yet we have to read a story that's full of rape. God damn it. God damn it. I told you to put the hentai away. And yet here we are having to go through your fucking folder full of hentai.
Hey. You only know of the folder's existence. You haven't seen it.
Well, I know you have a waifu folder.
Yeah, well, that's because I need one.
By the way, your waifu is trash, but that's okay. I still love you.
Ooh. Thank you, Marie Bot. Thank you.
Delicious, delicious salt. Okay. He pushed me into another room and shut the door. Please don't do this to me again. You've done this my whole life. I begged. Shut up, Kara, he sneered. You could have gotten this yourself by not doing that, but you did it so you pay the price. I sighed, leaning on the wall. And he walked over, running his hands up my shirt. Now you either cooperate and make it easy, or you don't and make it hard on yourself, he hissed, pulling away. How about neither? A familiar voice growled behind him. He turned around and Zach was standing there. You can't stop me, he said. Oh yeah? Go check out the other bastard, he said, and he walked over into the room. He looked and froze. I walked in and gasped. Stefano was unconscious on the ground, bleeding. I could have killed him, but I didn't, because that will be Kara's job when she's ready, he hissed as Zanobi ran over and held Stefano. He looked up at Zach, knowing he had no hope. Zach grabbed my hand enticed, and we left. Oh, God. By this stage, it was into the next day. Today was going to be Kayla's tennis tournament, and it was going to be on... Today was going to be Kayla's tennis tournament. Was going to be on today. What the
It's so
fucking
good,
done! I'm done. Fucking done. Done.
That's incredible.
We have to hurry, Zach said, and we ran off. Oh, God.
Kayla's point of view. I was walking up and down the changing room. Suzanne and Jamie were watching me. They have to come, I murmured, though he promised he'd try. I guess there's no telling what they will do to her. Susanna and Jamie looked at each other. You could still play the game, Susanna said. Yeah, they could arrive partway, but as long as they're here for the end, right? And Jamie said, and I sighed. I guess I just really wanted them to be here for the rest, I guess. I have the rest of my family, I said softly, and they looked at her. They looked at here. Well, nope, I read out of order again. And looked at the other two. All right, I'll do it. I smiled, and I suddenly smiled, hugging me. Joanna came out at that point. Alright, the game's ready to start, she said, and I gulped. It was finally here. My big tournament, and I was going to go out there and face the other team. I couldn't believe it. Come on, Kay, you could do this, I thought to myself without waiting to go out. It was time to win this thing.
I'm not ready to disclose.
I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man.